Okay, so let's just dive right in. I want you to picture this. It's the 1990s, and an American official named Andy Weber is walking through this really desolate post-Soviet industrial site in Kazakhstan. It's bleak. Someone slips him a folded piece of paper. He opens it up, he reads it, and his blood just runs cold.
So what was on that note? Just these numbers and letters? But what they represent is, well, it's absolutely terrifying. This isn't just some radioactive junk. U-235 enriched to 90%, that's pure, weapons-grade uranium. It's already in metal form, it doesn't need any more processing. All you have to do is shape it right, and you've got a nuclear bomb.
And this number right here? 24. That's how many nuclear bombs could have been made from that 600-kilogram stash. And get this, when Weber finally saw where it was being kept, it was behind a flimsy door with nothing more than a rusty old padlock on it. You can't make this stuff up. And all the while, Iran was apparently trying to get its hands on it. Weber's story really is our introduction to what you might call the Anti-Catastrophe League. These are the people, the quiet diplomats, the scientists, the visionaries, who are working behind the scenes to try and defuse the world's biggest dangers. Weber, he organized this top-secret mission, government to government, to fly all 600 kilograms of that uranium safely back to the United States. He stopped a potential nightmare in its tracks. But see, this story about Weber isn't just some dusty piece of history. It actually points to a much bigger pattern in how we as humans deal with these catastrophic risks. And it brings up a really crucial question for all of us. Yeah, there's this cycle that seems to play out over and over again. Step 1, a new danger is identified. But the people ringing the alarm bells, they're often just dismissed or even made fun of. Step 2, something happens. A close call, a scare, something that creates a sense of urgency and makes everyone stop laughing. And then finally, step 3, we get our act together and actually do something about it. The threat from asteroids is like the perfect example of this. You go back to 1803, a scientist proves that rocks can fall from the sky, and the establishment pretty much called him a kook. Then, fast forward to 2004, and the discovery of the asteroid Apophis and the tiny chance it could hit Earth, that created a genuine global scare. And then just recently in 2022, we get this incredible moment. NASA's DART mission actually slams into an asteroid and changes its path. A total historic success. You see the pattern? Scoffing to urgency to action. So here's the crucial twist. For thousands of years, we were afraid of threats from the outside, like asteroids. But in the 20th century, a whole new kind of danger emerged. The biggest threats weren't coming from space anymore. They were coming from our own labs, from our own minds. And this shift from external threats to internal ones really defines the world we live in now. Think about it. The biggest risks we face today are the ones we're creating ourselves. We're talking nuclear weapons, bioengineered pandemics, and the race to build super powerful artificial intelligence. In fact, you can draw some really striking parallels between the race for the atom bomb back in the 1930s and the race for super intelligent AI that's happening right now. In both situations, you've got a key resource that everyone's fighting over. It was uranium back then, it's semiconductor chips today. You've got competing global powers. And maybe most importantly, you have the very scientists who created the technology, people like Einstein then and AI godfather Geoffrey Hinton today, warning us about the dangers. It's like history is rhyming. Which brings us back to our Anti-Catastrophe League. The people who are trying to tackle these modern risks are, well, they're a unique bunch. They've even been described as thick-skinned weirdos. They're this mix of, eccentric philosophers, really serious diplomats, and brilliant innovators. They're the ones willing to look at the risks everyone else wants to ignore, and crucially, they're willing to do something about it. But doing this kind of work, it comes with a price. I mean, constantly staring into the abyss of what could go wrong, it demands a certain kind of mindset. And it often takes a really heavy personal toll on the people who do it. The philosopher Nick Bostrom has this fable that just captures this mindset perfectly. It's about a group of sparrows who decide they want to get a powerful owl to help them build their nests. But they totally ignore this one sparrow who keeps warning them, hey, maybe we should figure out how to tame the owl first before we bring it home. It's such a powerful metaphor for creating something like AI. You have to figure out how to control it before you let it loose on the world. And the weight of these risks can become incredibly personal, just gut-wrenching. This is a quote from Daniel Kokotajlo, an AI safety researcher. The AGI he's talking about is artificial general intelligence, an AI that could become smarter than humans. The thought of that coming and its potential dangers led him to quit his job at a top AI lab. He said his dreams for his daughter, like her going to college, just didn't feel real anymore because the future itself felt so uncertain. So for these people, for the members of this league, the threat of a global catastrophe isn't some abstract idea. It's not a thought experiment. It becomes this very real, very concrete thing that completely reshapes their personal lives, their hopes, and even their dreams for their own kids. So, okay, if the risks are that terrifying and the personal cost is so high, why do it? What's the point? Well, it turns out the goal isn't just about avoiding the worst-case scenario. It's about fighting for a future that could be, well, just unbelievably good. To really get this, we need a word from, of all people, J.R.R. Tolkien. It's Catastrophe. It doesn't just mean a happy ending. He described it as that sudden, joyous turn in a story that makes you catch your breath, a truly transformative leap for the better. And that idea leads us right to this concept of existential hope. It's the other side of the coin to existential risk. It's the chance for humanity to have its own planetary scale catastrophe, to unlock a future that is so much profoundly better than anything we can even imagine today. And that is what the Anti-Catastrophe League is ultimately fighting to protect. I mean, just take a second and think about what that future could actually look like. If we get this right with technologies like AI, we could potentially cure diseases like cancer and dementia. We could end things like factory farming and so much mental illness. We could reverse climate change, unlock the secrets of the cosmos, and just enable people to live lives of profound meaning and happiness. Managing the risks is what makes all of that amazing stuff possible. So I guess the final thought is this. The work of this Anti-Catastrophe League, it's not just about dodging bullets and surviving to fight another day. It's about being guardians of our future. It's about giving humanity a shot at reaching its full, incredible potential. So it's not just a fight against doom. It's a fight for a truly grand and meaningful existence. We all know what we stand to lose. The real question is, what do we stand to gain?